Introduce our next speaker, Benjamin Arts, founder and CEO of Mr. Turtle, who will be speaking on the biggest competitor to climate change is convenience. Please keep cameras and microphones off during the talk and submit any questions you have in the Zoom chat throughout the session. We will answer those questions at the end.
I feel like cameras are always good because then I could see everyone's reactions, but by all means, I can also definitely understand both perspectives. Um, I've attended some of these talks myself. I have seen a logo on people's first slide, and I was like, okay, I'm about to get sold something, or at least that's kind of what it felt like. But by all means, I want to go ahead and reiterate that this is more so a case study. My name is Benjamin Arts. I am currently a master's student doing business administration over at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Over here, it's amazing weather right now, as you can obviously see by my background. But one of the big things that I want to just go ahead and talk about is the fact that, well, I've been working on this business for 2 years. We are hoping to reimagine refill. We currently are reimagining refill and going about that. And there is 2 years of experience that really goes in and at least puts me a little bit on the map for why I could talk about this subject. The subject obviously being the biggest competitor to climate change being convenience. I go ahead and put this here just to make sure that, well, you're in the right room. If this isn't the right room, please stick around because I hope that you'll go ahead and get something out of this anyways. So to begin with all of this, I'm just going to go ahead and say awareness doesn't equal action. And you're like, okay, man, that's the big point of this entire presentation. I'm not learning much from this guy. Okay, we'll get into it in a little bit. But the general idea that I'm trying to get across, first of all, to go ahead and put this baseline, is the fact that educating somebody on something is extremely important. And that is the awareness portion of it, but it's not the action. I know that over the last decade, multiple decades, even at this point, people have been telling you to bring a reusable bag over to the grocery store. Oh, make sure to grab it. Okay, well, that's the education portion of it. But people still aren't doing it. There is an action portion of it that we are missing. And people care about plastic waste. By all means, yes, we do. I'm looking at the plastic bags and I'm like, okay, I don't want to buy another one. But why did I forget my reusable bag for the 40th time? People still choose convenience. I don't remember to put it into my car. I maybe forget something along the way. I'm a busy person. I don't necessarily remember the fact of, okay, I need to put my reusable bag in the car this time around. And that's just simply human behavior. It's okay, I'm not pointing any fingers because I'm doing the same thing. But that means that every single climate solution competes with one thing. It's this little guy. It's a little plastic bottle. It's the convenience behind all of it. It's the fact that you can just go into your favorite store, into a grocery store, and simply just grab something off of the shelf without thinking, put it into your cart, and move on. You could just go ahead and buy a plastic bag, or now at least thankfully we're doing paper bags, but you could just buy a paper bag and kind of move forward with it like that. The thing is, we're still buying all of these plastic items, but that's also partially just how our society was built. And I don't want to make this seem daunting or horrible, but we discard 114 billion pounds of plastic every single year. That number is just simply unfathomable. And it's a massive problem that we have. And people are really trying their best. By all means, the entire community of San Luis Obispo permanently feels like they're trying to fight against this problem. And I don't want to make this seem worse, but you're actually paying for the problem. If you go to the store right now and you buy a jug of cleaning products, a jug of your favorite laundry detergent, you're paying 30% for plastic packaging. That means we're quite literally paying for plastic. And I think that rubs a lot of us the wrong way. If we look at this jug, 10% freight and shipping, okay, it needs to be delivered. 30% plastic packaging, and only 60% of the cleaning products that we actually want. There's a portion of this where we are looking at it and we're like, okay, I want cleaning products. Why is it going away? It's because everything comes in this little plastic bottle, and it's a horrible thing. So I told you that I wasn't going to go ahead and pitch. And by all means, I'm just going to go ahead and use Mr. Turtle as a case study. But let me introduce it to you. Mr. Turtle places refill stations in key locations. These little machines that we built at our company, and we currently have 10 of these machines in 3 different states. All you have to do is go ahead and bring a container over to one of these stations. That could be in a grocery store, in a laundromat, in a couple of different areas. You go ahead and hit start, select what kind of product you want, and you're refilling. Just like that, in 15 seconds, you are saving some plastic and thankfully saving some money. Mr. Turtle works in this process where, well, we can go ahead and offer bulk. Okay, amazing. A little bit of money savings. The big item here that I'm going to go ahead and reiterate is the fact that you're paying for plastic at the other fact. So now if you bring a bottle from home, we can go ahead and actually pass on those savings to the customer. That is how we were able to go ahead and make sure that we can actually provide something that people want to do. And I can get into the numbers in a little bit because I'm proud of what we've done so far. But I first want to say that behavior change is hard. Sadly, guilt doesn't remove friction, design does. So now, if we go ahead and look at all of the different options that we might have, why is this behavior change hard? Well, we have time. Okay, that means I have to go ahead and, for example, with the Mr. Turtle machine, that's why I put that photo there, I have to bring a bottle from home. Okay, that means I need to remember it, just like our reusable bags. I need to place it at the machine, I need to press a couple buttons, I'm refilling. It definitely still takes extra steps. It takes, perhaps, extra effort. Refill stores have become a massive thing throughout the United States. About 45 years ago is around when we saw like the first pop-ups of refill stores. There's 1,300 of them in the United States now. That means people are noticing that there was a problem, they're doing something about the problem, and that's the big item. Remember, we talked awareness versus action. This is the action that we're seeing. But there's still an effort to this. I need to drive to a new store. I need to go ahead and bring a bottle. I need to do this whole refill process. And then sadly, when I go to one of these refill stores, again, 1,300 of them, there's a lot of money involved. I remember going in high school to a refill store and paying $48 for a gallon of laundry detergent. I'm putting in the effort to drive to the store, bring a bottle, and then I'm paying for it, and I'm getting punished for the nice things that I'm doing. And that might seem harsh, but it just generally means that convenience and current green solutions are built for specific people. They're built for people with time, people with money, and people with effort. So, going back and looking at what Mr. Turtle did, it works. We're selling laundry detergent, hand soap, dish soap, cleaning products every single day. I bet you that right now, during this talk, I'm selling soap. And that means that I'm saving plastic. And that's the big item. And it means, again, that it worked. We can go ahead and make it cheaper. Okay, I love sustainability. It's a big thing that I'm doing. I want to save plastic. Well, there's a portion of this where I'm going in and I'm educating people on, okay, how can you refill? What are we doing in this context? Well, we're making it cheaper. Up to 30%, thankfully. If you take Dawn dish soap, it's a machine, an item that we currently have in our machines. You place it in there, we can actually provide you a 20% discount than currently what Target or potentially even Costco offers. And there's a convenience and accessibility portion to this. The fact that we can place it anywhere. I mean, this machine is quite literally placed anywhere. This thing is on the beach. But the nice thing about this is I can go ahead and place it in an apartment complex. I can place it pretty much outside of your house. And the nice thing about this is you can go in and refill right there, and it's conveniently placed. That saves you time, it's relatively low effort, and it means that people are refilling. Okay, I keep telling you that people are refilling, but there's actual numbers behind this. So I already told you 10 machines in 3 different states right now. We're in California, Oregon, and Nevada. And we've sold 55,000 fluid ounces. Okay, that's a relatively good number. I mean, obviously, it's a big portion of this, but the number that always strikes me the most is that we've been able to save 500 pounds of plastic. We've encouraged enough people to go and use these refill stations to help save this plastic along the way. You might be wondering, why is there an Eiffel Tower in the background? Maybe it doesn't necessarily make sense. 500 pounds of plastic, if you turn it into those little plastic water bottles, I mean, they feel like they weigh nothing, right? It's kind of negligible in this context. If you go ahead and stack all of those up vertically, we'll go ahead and have 13 times the height of the Eiffel Tower. So I'm proud of what this community has been able to do. And all it took was a little bit of design. So that's the case study portion of it. What are kind of the big things that we can take away from this? And I got some questions beforehand, so hopefully this answers some of those as well. But design is key. It's a convenience first world. Yes, I care about the environment. I care about what I'm doing deliberately every single day. But nonetheless, everyone is busy. And with busyness comes the fact that we need things fast, close, familiar, and with low effort. Grab and go is popping up everywhere. It's an absurd growth market that we're seeing every single year. And it's easy because all you have to do is grab and go. And that's what people go ahead and value here. And we can even take something from behavioral economics in this. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is a buffet. A buffet is interesting because, okay, I am selling veggies, I'm selling meat. The items that I'm winning money on and the items that I'm losing money on, or maybe breaking even. I want to sell as many veggies as I can. That means in a buffet, I'm putting my vegetables first. And there's something to it. The reason that people put veggies there first is because these companies are going in and that's what they're deliberately doing. If the plastic free option is first, maybe we'll go ahead and see this big change. Okay, well, we did see this big change. Refill stores and now Mr. Turtle machines. And another portion of it is identity. It's not a sacrifice. Okay, something that I keep thinking about is, okay, you go to this buffet thing. You put the veggies first. I'm sprinting past the veggies to go ahead and get the steak. Okay, but what if the veggies are labeled with taste? That's the reason that you're getting it. It's something that goes ahead and it's a really good complement with the meat. It sounds a lot better than the reason you're buying these veggies and eating these veggies is because it's climate friendly. There needs to be a big reason, something that is identity and not sacrifice in this. Okay, so all that being said, there is a big portion to all of it. Grab and go didn't work the first time around. This buffet of putting your vegetables first didn't work the first time around. Everybody at this conference has had amazing ideas. And at this point, the big thing is just test your solution. You might be sitting on something that's amazing. I didn't know that Mr. Turtle would be, well, what it is today. And by all means, I'm not calling it amazing, but I'm proud of where we are. And the big thing that we had to do was test the solution. The very first machine that we had was this little wooden box with a little 5 gallon bucket in it. And we told people, hey, you can go ahead and just buy some soap here. Would you? No. Okay. Well, then we maybe need to go ahead and look at why. Ask these questions why. Ask tons of questions and keep testing. So the big three to ask yourself, and that I continue to ask myself in this testing and reiteration phase is it easier than the alternative? Okay, well, that's difficult. If I look at a refill station, well, it's easier to just grab something off the shelf. But it is a lot faster and a lot easier than the currently pumping version from the refill stores. So maybe I'm somewhere in the middle. Is it accessible to everybody? Okay, well, I place it in a grocery store. People already go to grocery stores. This kind of works out. I think that's good. Something that we've recently figured out is that apartment complexes do absurdly well. And once again, that kind of goes to this accessibility portion where, okay, the solution is literally in your living room. At this point, you have to be doing it or you just don't want to. And then the third question is, does it fit into existing routines? Okay, well, that's where it kind of contradicts a little bit, right, for Mr. Turtle. At a grocery store, you're already buying soap there, so it probably works out. But at an apartment complex, you've never bought laundry soap from your apartment complex. It might be something new. There's always something to kind of go in and budge here. But the big idea behind all of this is just go in, test, reiterate, do it all over again, and just put your idea out there. Because again, every single day that I'm here at this conference, I'm hearing people say amazing things. I'm like, okay, you need to go do that. So if anything that you take away from today's talk is go try this, go try your idea, go figure it out. Okay, it's a lot to talk about, but I want to go ahead and leave you with a couple of main notes here. The future of climate action is not more awareness, it is better design. Focus on the time, the effort, the cost, and then the sustainability will follow. Thank you so much.